Alright, I'm here in Saint-Sulpice. Thank you for joining Love in Museums. My name is Cedric. We're here to talk about that piece, which is the last mural painting of Delacroix. That painting was made in 61. Actually, there's 3 paintings. On the other one, you find Heliodorus, and on top of it, you find a Saint Michael chasing the dragon. I love this series of painting, and especially this one. What happened with this mural, as the last mural of Delacroix, you have to imagine Delacroix was kind of a rock star back in the days, right? His fame was like unlimitless. Maybe you know the story. This guy named Jacob had a dream fighting the angel right there, which is a symbolic. And then in the next morning, God will talk to Jacob and tell him, your name will not be Jacob anymore, but your name will be Israel, a fundamental text of the Old Testament. What I like about that painting is it's really a super rebel painting. Why? Because if you look at this corner right there, right, you got camels, and you got kids, you got people not wearing any clothes, right? And clearly this is happening in the area of the Old Testament, Palestine, but they kind of were offended. What happened before is like there used to be nature in that area right there, but the church decided that there was too much nature. Why? Because the theory of Delacroix was like the fight with the angel was actually mostly a fight between Jacob and God. And what is God? God is nature, mostly for the Romantics. But for the church, you can't say that God is nature. That is not really God is nature, but God is everything above nature, right? So that's why they asked him to do that extra little scene over there. And ironically, as the last mural, the 3 murals here, with the last piece Delacroix did, and then he died just a few months later, is considered as very offensive by the church because he put clearly Arabs, which are Muslims, and so he let Muslim into the church. The church tried to get rid of that scene on the side right there, but they couldn't, and the fans of Delacroix immediately came to protect that piece. As a matter of fact, before 2015, there was a piece of paint on it that had been made already by the church to cover up that. And the building has been restored in 2015 and 16, right? So I love that story for that. But when you think about it, the struggle between the artist and the biblical scene that I painted, you can see, of course, of Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel, because we know that Michelangelo, when he painted the last judgment wall, they had to cover with Il Brachettino, if I remember his good memory, right? The assistant of Michelangelo is in like late 90s, and that's all. They had to cover all the nudity of the biblical characters. Thank God it's been uncovered, but we lost a bit of the painting through that process. It's always kind of a complex of what you can show, what you can't show. Like yesterday, I was showing Delacroix Liberty getting the people. I'm going to put the painting right here. I don't like that painting. It's not a good painting. I love the Sardanapalus, which I'm going to put right here as well. And what interests me on this one is I think Delacroix in a way was a rebel, and thank God, because when he did Liberty, I don't think he was a rebel anymore. He was really pissed at the former government who forbid him to compete as a painter for a long time, and I can definitely understand the anger of Delacroix in there. But for example, I was taking all the example yesterday in the Louvre. I was talking about, for example, Leonardo, and when you think about Leonardo, for example, when they asked him to make the Virgin of the Rocks, he decided to put her in a cave, and the monks were really shocked by that. And finally, when he made the Santa Anna, the Virgin Baby Jesus, they put Santa Anna. All we know that Santa Anna is not a biblical character, which was really misinterpreted by the church, of course. Alright, that was Cedric. If you enjoyed that, do not hesitate to like. Next thing you can do is, of course, you find the books link in the description, and look at that magnificent painting by Delacroix one more time. And don't forget, no matter what you do, do it with a smile.